one is playing Dracotail this format, so I decided rather than you guys playing your ugly, normal, pure Dracotail branded bullshit, I'm gonna build you guys a real good Dracotail deck. It's kind of like helping your enemies, but you know, I hate the deck. Arthelion is my #1 op. I'm gonna show you guys the best way to play Dracotail right now, and it's not Magus Dracotail. It's not branded Dracotail. I call it Breakotail. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about in this video. This does not mean I'm playing Dracotail at the YCS. Maybe if something changes in the next 2 weeks, but as of right now, I'm taking Radiant Yummy, and I'm gonna show you guys how to build Radiant Yummy, pure Yummy, and even this Breakotail deck that's just been consistently winning on my Metafy, where I do daily classes every day from now to the 300th. I showed this on my Metafy. They absolutely couldn't believe their eyes. It's an incredible way to play Dracotail, and I'm gonna show you why. If you don't think so, wait till the end. Everyone who thought I was on Copion and Yummy, you guys know by now I'm the best deck builder in the world. So even if you don't love Dracotail, this is still something you're gonna want to see how a player of my caliber builds this deck. So I'm gonna show you guys two deck lists. It's gonna be the game 1 deck list and the post side deck list. I thought to myself, let's do some quick theory here, okay? Dracotail has 6 broken cards. Well, okay, as a 5 mana, if you count 5 mana as well, 9. You have 3 Rahu, you have 2 Branded Fusion, and you have the Ketu. That is 6 broken go second cards that, as a Yummy player, those are the only 6 cards I fear that they start with. I don't care if they start with anything else because I'm able to set up my board by then. I can set up multiple negates with some time. So I got to thinking, what if there's multiple ways to this? Now, I don't know why I'm revealing this to help my opposition, but I feel it's my duty to help out my viewers. I love you guys. I don't need to be showing all this content out here. Like, I saved Yummy with these last few videos. Everyone's playing Yummy how I'm playing it, and now I want to help out the Dracotail players out there that still like me, even though I make fun of your deck. So I'm gonna show you guys how the list looks going second, and I'll explain. I'm gonna show you right now. That's right. Now, this is the go second list. You're playing go first. I'll explain. This is how the deck looks when you're going first, and I'll explain very specifically. I do feel that Ecclesia and Cartesia and Quem are not being used in this deck correctly. They're all special summons. I get this is a normal summon going first, but with what other normal summon? If you have all these, they get fusioned. Normal, special, special, going second, special, special, special. I want to play the deck with bombs, and Quem is underutilized because playing 1 Quem allows this card and this card to equal window on the opponent's turn search. So this becomes a 1-card starter even with just the second row. But this is where I believe the deck is going to be very good and how I can help the deck. It's with the addition of Shadow Fusion and Thrust. Normally people only play, listen very closely before you just throw off this deck. This is going second. I'll show a replay at the end too, so you see how powerful it is. You have 3 Branded Fusion, 2 Branded Fusion, Ketu, Rahu, right? Yes, these cards are very good too. Yes, Magus is also good. But if you want real pushes going second, Shadow Fusion does with Branded Fusion, but better. You send a Shadow Dragon and you send a Malulu. This not only will do the MST to get rid of Mandate or their problem, Shadow Fusion is game going second. The window, you're obviously, the window, don't be stupid. When it hits the board, you're gonna link it off. It's just there because it's also searchable, which is App Cologne when you're going, even side this up or go second card if you want. But when you're going first, it's free. It's fucking free. You could do it for free. And you always get 2 fusions per turn. 2 fusions on your opponent's turn with 5 mana and Cartesia, and 3 on your turn with this version. So Shadow Fusion is even more powerful than Branded Fusion. Activate Shadow Fusion going second. I'm gonna show you what it does to a board. Send these 2, it's game. You negate their card, non-target, you pop their problem MST, and you set your Rahu. It's game. 1 Shadow Fusion is game. 1, it does way more than Branded Fusion. It's even better than Rahu. This is the best card in the deck going second specifically. It's game if it resolves. And then Rahu, it's better to start Shadow Fusion than Rahu. Rahu does send 2 of them, but if you start Shadow Fusion, you could later get Rahu for free. So if you start Rahu, you can't get Shadow Fusion for free. Does that make sense? You can even do cool plays with Cartesia going second. App Cologne can search the Shadow Fusion going second, which is also very cool. That's just a cool thing I found with the deck. And Thrust going second, because you're only on Charmies for hand traps. You're only playing Charmies. 5 mana, you'll almost always save on your turn. Unless you recognize 5 mana will be like a game changer if you have multiple Dracotail cards. I still believe in this deck, you start saving this for your turn instead of a hand trap. Unless it's Charmies and you have multiple cards in hand, then you might as well. But you save it on your turn. And now when they activate a card, Thrust get the Shadow Fusion. You will not get Thrust Rahu, because the idea is Rahu get to these. Does that make sense? So you have 5 new cards. Like, these are so broken. I can't even explain. So you play 13 because Talents going second will draw one of the 13. You play 12 of them. If you're going second and you didn't draw one of the 12, you have like near a 90% chance to see one of these 12 going first. I guarantee you once your deck thins out a bit and you look at 2 cards, that's a 90% plus. Actually, I know the math actually to see for Radiant Vision. I did the math to see how much chances is it to see a Yummy starter if you do it when you don't open it. This is near the same math. It's 90% plus 70%, which is near 99%. That Talents will always equal draw one of these if they activate an effect, and they'll always activate some form of monster effect because you're letting them do a full board. So this will always get you the Shadow Fusion. Shadow Fusion even beats a full Dracotail board because of the absolute power. Like all these power cards, whether it's Shadow Fusion or let's say you specifically need Rahu in that moment, summon a Secretarian and you'll see what it does, what this card does in the mirror. It clears them fully, especially when before you go before you make the Secretarian, you pop the Virtuous they have. Next, on top of these 13 always resolving, you have your Charmies. What about Dimensional Fissure? Everyone's getting destroyed destroyed by that card. You could force them to activate a hand trap, and now you have 4 outs. Instead of just siding 4, you have 4. Instead of doing all that, you have 4 just like that. And then you play Droplets and Fallen Virtuous to help your spells resolve. So now, if you're playing against Radiant, it's easy. You get an Ecclesia on board and you start activating spells. If they mandate the spell, they try MST a spell for no reason, you chain Ecclesia to get to it. But Droplets and Fallen Virtuous, double Cyclone fits the same build. You don't need Cyclone in this build because you're gonna turbo out Shadow Dragon and Urgula many times. So their sets is kind of irrelevant because you're turboing these 2 out immediately. Winda could be instead of Winda, it could be like another Shadow, like for example Shekinaga, to be an interruption to send Lucius. But Malulu's enough, and it's so broken. If you hard draw the Malulu, you can also send this if you need it, access to it. One thing I want to mention this deck, look at it. How many bombs is it? Even these cards are good to open. It's good to draw a pan when you're having all these ways to fusion summon, right? But only one is all you need. This is the exact list that I would take if I took this deck. If you feel that Perulia, I main Ash, as I showed you guys the list earlier, I'll show you what this deck does going first, as well as ending on all 3 traps post side with like your post side, you're gonna have trouble setting all 5 cards, which is a good problem. Post siding, you'll pick your best 5, which is a good fucking problem, and you search your Omni Negate instead of hoping to draw Dragon's Mind. You can just search it, and this is just a good card to have. People are underutilizing this. It's not a brick. In a deck that fusions a lot, this card always resolves each turn as a full body. I thought about playing the shit Albaz, but these cards are so high value. They're all full combo by itself. Even in game 1, if you go Cartesia, like send like an extra Ecclesia, for example, these cards come back every time for infinite value, and you want multiple of these go in rotation. Moving forward, I think I'd only play this deck with at least 2 Ecclesia, because there's going to be moments where you only have 1, you want to add it, but then you also want this to be a special summon, so sometimes you want both. This deck could even play a Christie FTK if you want, but I feel the deck is already really good, like getting a Winda for free. It's not a brick. I'm not viewing the Shaddoll as a brick. Calling Shaddoll a brick is the same thing as calling these total bricks. In a deck with a bunch of fusion summons, it's good. So I'm okay to not play Dracotail. I'm okay to not open Drake. Like, let's say you look at this hand as 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. This deck has 16 cards to lead to full Dracotail combo. You don't need it, even if you don't draw the 16. You just literally go a full board of this. You'll end up with Ecclesia Dark Dragon, Winda, hand traps, Cartesia on their turn to go Chaos, and Mirror Jade. Bro, I'm chilling. You win still. You protect the Winda and interrupts that you draw. If you don't draw these, you drew these. Very good deck, and it's the go second prowess of it that I really love. Am I gonna take this at the YCS? No. I really want to play Yummy, but if I wasn't in level Yummy, I would take this. It's a really good deck. Even the prowess post side, Ecclesia is crazy going second. So another thing that you could keep in mind, let's say it's Ash Blossom against Dracotail. Well, Perulia is good against Dracotail, but if let's say they're not on Magistus, which Perulia gets more value, you can exchange the Ash. Or let's say you're playing a deck even like that, like Dracotail, that you feel, let's say another deck instead of, let's say Radiant, for example. Radiant, you don't need the Fua. You'll put the Perulia, so it's very easily done. But let's say you don't want Ash against them. Let's say you're playing against a good player. You think the Ash will neg your hand by 1, and you think they'll chain block the Corsaia, for say. Like, I personally, if I'm playing Radiant, I would not play this. Play even more gas. What would I do? You guys know what this card does? This card says going second is a free, gets this shit for free. I would play 3 of these then, and maybe I'll play 1 Frixel to make Branded Fusion better, but you don't need Frixel for Branded Fusion. If you go Branded Fusion going second, you could send Urgula or Pan. It's still Urgula or Pan. It's setting Dracotail card, and it's getting rid of a monster going second, and then you have a free body. You don't need to send the Frixel. Frixel's not mandatory, and it's not a god card like Shaddoll Fusion. It's good to have, and it definitely extends the combos in some scenarios, but you don't need it. You do go Secretarian a lot in this deck, where that's where this card goes crazy, but I want to show the value. Ecclesia is almost too good to not play going second if it's somewhere in your deck, so you have the ability to play this. I just want to max out on good Charmies against each deck, and these. And post side, you don't need to have 2 traps. Yes, you will run out of traps going second if you only have 1. There's 4 and 1. 5. You could run out. So there's a world to combat that. Instead of the 3rd Arthalion, you could play this if you like. It's an option. Personally, for me, you're going second. Grind is really real when you go first. I'm trying to OTK. I don't want either I OTK or there'll be 1 more turn left. So that's where grind is not the absolute biggest. This is the main deck, and I'm going to show you guys what the deck actually does. New format just started. I got 2 matches in on the new format for Dueling Book. First protocol is not legal and ranked yet. I'll just pull up both of these so you can just see some gameplay. And I mainly want to see what happens when you're going second. So I'm going first here. My opponent's on a Magistus Dracotail deck, it looks like, with a Witchcrafter engine to get to the Magistus. He has Imperm. Okay. So look at my hand here. This is going to showcase the prowess of the deck going first and going second. This card is a fucking special summon. I use this, I get out the other Virtuous. And by the way, 2 Virtuouses in rotation is very good, because that means I could add 1 back at the end phase and continuously reborn at any time. even with if that gets dealt with or something. He imperms the Cartesia, to which I can chain the Fimena if I want, or chain Virtuous. There's a few takebacks in this, but just watch closely. Artalion here. This was before even App Cologne, which I could have also with the Fua and Cartesia you couldn't, but later on in the turn I have an option if I want to do more stuff. You'll just see this is an easy game, but just so you guys, because I want you guys to see how it is when I'm going second. Going first is obviously game. I'm just gonna click some buttons here and do a bunch of summons and adds. I'm kind of, yeah, just summoning. I add back the Albion to get that effect. Summon Secretarion. I'm not locked yet because I didn't White Dragon. Starting with Ecclesia means you could later on still get the White Dragon effect. Like Ecclesia, by all intents and purposes, is another Fallen a White Dragon. It's just so good. Use the effect here now to send Albion. I don't play main deck too many. Ending on this. This is so broken. Adding the free Ecclesia, adding the free Cartesia, Synchro coming back, setting the Virtuous. Post side, this is setting up the Omni Negate. Post side, like, I don't see why people are not playing Branded Retribution post side deck going first, and they're playing 3 Dragon's Mind. Literally, like, it baffles me. One Branded this card says, set a branded spell or trap. Unless I'm missing something, is it not a branded card? This is why you need people like myself to help you guys with fucking decks. This is the same thing as Dragon Mind, but it's searchable in your fucking deck. Like, it's... Oh. This is why you need me in Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I saved the decks for you guys. Now, by all intents and purposes, isn't this an all unbreakable board? If I wanted to, I could have set a third trap, but I don't play the third trap main deck. Like, maybe some decks could break it, but not really. I had the, yes, I could have also get rid of my, I could have turned the White Dragon into my Dogma. This version's without Quem. Quem would have made a lot better. I want to show you guys this game here. My Thrust, look at his hand. It's a good hand. I figured out he's not playing Dracotail. He's playing Magistus branded, basically. My Thrust goes Shaddoll Fusion, and look how broken this hand is. Look at it. Just look at the hand. So he's playing almost a pure version, like, he's not playing Dracotail. He's removed the bricks, and he's trying to only rarely fuse. Look at this shit. So yes, he didn't end in a lot here because he's not playing that. He's actually a very good player, but he's not playing the Dracotail cards. But what he does now is he has 2 hand traps, Cartesia interrupt, he has 5 interruptions, and he should have added back. Wait, no, there's no fusion, so he can't add it back. 5 interruptions here. Like, this is destruction. I toy with him and play with him. I wait for him to use stuff. Imagine Shaddoll Fusion right now. Shaddoll Fusion. Send Dragon Malulu. Negate, pop. It's game. Oh, you want to activate Flame, Chain Droplet. Chain Fallen Virtuous. You can only flame 1 card. Dracotail does not give a fuck about the other traps. It's actually so broken. I hope you guys see this. Does it look like I need monsters in my hand? We're no longer doing 5-mana turbo. We're doing 1 card combo Dracotail. Ash Dragon is an example of a card that I could summon something on the end phase. But just mind you that this could also, I side out Frixel for more spells. I only want broken spells. Would you want, I set Rahu thinking that he might quick fuse or some shit, because I don't know if he's playing 5-mana. So I don't want it to get this Cartesia pop. So I want to save the Ketu for later. Like, this is so broken. If he had triple the interrupts, I think I still win. If this deck just, and I don't play Dracotail. I'm doing this I never played Dracotail. This could have been played even better. I'm getting all these free pops. He's opting to summon the Zoroa. I don't care. I'm trying to get him to use a monster effect so I can get Shaddoll Dragon. This is such game. It's beautiful. I go Secretarion because now everything stopped. He Mourners the Secretarion. Good play. I probably would have Ghost Ogre'd it because I'm using this next. But that Mourner is great actually. Ghost Ogre is a bad card in the format though. You can only really Ghost Ogre Lucius really. I droplet this with my second Rahu. And now this is just instant game. Now I do a stupid play here. I go, maybe I should have done this before. But look at this play here. So I go at this game state is where I misplay. I have to activate Shaddoll Fusion right now. He doesn't even have a back row. You could give him 2 free back rows, it won't matter. Even if I didn't have droplet, you could have the Shaddoll Fusion. I use Urgula effect like an idiot, allowing him to use the Magistus card for cost. Which, wait, can you even? Oh, that's not even. Yeah, he's not even able. Oh no, this is Mourned. Yeah, so now I can't even Shaddoll Fusion. But you guys see the power of that. I want as many branded fusions or Dracotail, Rahu, Ketu's starts as humanly possible. That was like extra overkill insta game through 1,000 stuff, and I still have my whole hand, and like it doesn't matter how much interrupts there was. I hope you guys see how absolutely broken this is. Don't worry guys, I'm not gonna lose. It's just so good. Anyways, let's see another replay. I fear a little bit to be too in love with this deck because I'm locked in with Yummy, but like this is a really good deck guys. I hope you see that. Where is dual records? Same thing here. I misplayed left, right, and center. a real player of Dracotail, I might have to take Pac's masterclass, which you guys should check out. Me and Pac are doing an incredible masterclass together on February 6th, going over a lot of things. My opponent's playing pure branded. I don't even know what to find mana, bro. Look at this hand. This is what I'm saying. You know, this is game one. Can you even imagine now? Substitute, like, these are good to have, but imagine this is Shaddoll Fusion, branded fusion, like, or Shaddoll Fusion Thrust. They're just more copies of Shaddoll Fusion. I looked at every card in the game. The only other cards in the game that do what I'm trying to find here by more Shaddoll Fusions is one Brilliant Fusion or Scorpio to add one of the Shaddoll Fusions. I'm not playing Scorpio, and Brilliant Fusion I would play if it was either searchable or if I didn't need to use an extra deck slot for it. You could play one Brilliant Fusion to send Frixel and send Gem Knight Garnet, any Gem Knight card. Now the Gem Knight card ain't so bad because the Gem Knight card has effects, but by adding, it's not worth one card in your extra deck to have the Gem Knight Seraphonite just for the Nephrim, which is a very good card, very good, but it doesn't do enough because it's just not searchable. The Brilliant Fusions are not searchable, and even though the Gemini cards do have some good cards that don't lock you, all of them lock you basically. So I do some cool shit here, just really clicking buttons. I don't even know what I'm doing, and I'm destroying these cards for free. I knew he was gonna summon a card because with his Virtuous, I thought he was gonna summon White Dragon. Summons my Gulamel back, instant game, obviously. And post side, you're looking at the same deck list basically. This is what I like. This is a good hand. Thrust will get Shaddoll Fusion if I'm capable of, like, if he activates a monster effect here. This is like, I want to see these 13. Droll is out of the format. I'm almost debating fucking running upstarts, guys. Like, if like I don't care if mana turn 0 is not real. Like, not in this deck, because you're gonna be sending really good cards like this. I know it sounds crazy, but I might just ignore Droll and play upstarts and Into the Voids. I want to see these cards going second. It's game. It's over. If they have Droll, who the fuck is playing Droll against Dracotail? Seriously, who the fuck is playing Droll against Dracotail? I kind of want to just put up every card that says draw, little card deck as possible, and just play this. It's so good. Now, I win this game, but because I suck at Dracotail, it's kind of a hilarious game here. He goes Christia. We could do this too. That's the whole point of Grangoyle. You could send a card similar to Christia and summon it with Virtuous. But the funny thing is here, I have Virtuous. So I obviously know what he's trying to do here. He's trying to go Virtuous, summon Christia, protect with I thought this was the branded card with Dragon's Vine. Uses it to special Christia. Obviously I could special to take, but I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just pop it because you could send a follow-up for cost. Use this to send a follow-up, and then I could steal Christia next. I knew he was gonna negate it. Now I can start using some of these. Sadly, there was no, he had, like, his deck, he's not playing real Dracotail, otherwise he'd be using some effects. Like, he actually allows, like, after I droplet, I'm forced to droplet the Thrust here. Thrust or Droplet, maybe Droplet gets removed from the deck because he just so many power spells, but the point of Droplet is when it's against the meta. When they flame or mandate your spell, you want to Droplet it, which doesn't work if you're forced to, like, neg a Thrust. Y'all see that? Even though it came clutch here, that just lost me a Thrust for nothing, and he didn't activate a monster effect. Otherwise, I would save the Thrust and go Shaddoll Fusion and insta-win the game. And both times you recognize not a lot of sets, but most of the meta, Dracotail, they set 4. Radiant, they set 5. You're gonna want the Shaddoll Dragon in the deck. Then I still win the game here. But it's funny, I don't play around the Golden Sword Soul. Kind of funny situation. But I still win the game, obviously. Fast forward a bit. Kind of fun. I'm trying to reset. We have a Christia battle because I'm trying to play around the Grangoyle summon. Like, I could pop it and summon. I don't want this to trigger. I just pop it, enter battle, and then I had game. This guy actually summons Golden Sword Soul, which was funny. That Christia goes back to deck because of its own effect. I get this, add this back. I had an option. Now you guys see why I actually want two Eclipse. You need two Eclipse in the deck, I think. At the end of the day, it's a starter. It's White Dragon, and you want one White Dragon. You want 2 of these in rotation to continuously add back 1. And as you see here, if you don't have access to the first one, you're gonna want it. Summons a bunch. I ain't even scared. I just know that if he summons a spell like Branded Fusion, I stop it. I know that stops Branded Fusion. I also know this is Christia, but he plays Quem, anytime Quem is in rotation and you don't go through Retribution, you can also, in simplified game states, go Grangoyle, bring up Quem, send Retribution or that card to get Retribution, and then win. He triggers my pan, and this is the beginning of the end. Well, it's the beginning of the end on my turn. You see how powerful this is. Even if Thrust wasn't used, who gives a shit? But typically, if Thrust is not used against your opponent and you have no hand traps against your opponent, like your opponent is playing a shit deck, if no monster effect is used ever, they will not be playing around the Thrust ever. And that's just game. I thought about playing Thrust going first as well for like a trap card, like a really good normal trap. Maybe there's one that you fusion lovers know out there. I'm not a fusion lover. Maybe there's one you guys know that I don't know, such as card lets you fusion on the opponent's turn. Maybe there's something out there. Nash will probably know. He's the type of guy to know that type of stuff, but that's game. So that is the deck. This is how it looks like going second with if you don't want to have too many spells. Let's say, for example, if you want more monster pushes, this is full summon, and having extra Dracotail cards is really not bad. What do you remove? It depends on the matchup. Ash is in the main, as I showed. I'll show the main one more time. And just also, like, you need something for Dimension Fissure. It will be the way you lose the game. And at least you're still able to activate a power spell. You know, like, you still could have this and droplets and a spell. Like, I do think this is a good combo together. And I think they will still, if you summon cards to the board, they'll still activate some of their monsters. A lot of the stuff that we have out there. So sometimes Thrust won't resolve, like you saw there, but sometimes it'll give you 4 answers. It's just so broken. Like, really. These are all 1-card starters, by the way. 1 card. Malulu, you do need another monster. And Cartesia, you need another. These two, you need 1 more monster. So they're almost full starter. But that's the deck. I hope you guys like it. This is how it looks going first. No, I am not abandoning Yummy. I love Yummy. I just want to show the world a cool Dracotail deck that they're not used to. I would, after thinking about it, I would put the new shit Dracotail here over the third Artelion, only because post side, when you are going second, you're gonna have 1 trap and 2. And I know some people prefer Sting over this. It's your call. It's not the biggest deal, but 100% people have to be playing this card, even if you're not playing the Quem. Just the fact, unless I'm missing something, like surely you set if you, this, like, every Dracotail deck now could go through this card, can search this card at any time. So I think you still, if this card is not great, you can set 1 branded spell or trap. Bro, this is a fucking no-brainer. Spell trap activated and includes an effect. Oh, I got it. So this doesn't stop a board breaker like Thrust, but it'll stop everything else. It'll stop Rahu, Random Fusion, etc. You need it. Okay, guys, that's the video. Hope you like it. Let me know down below if you like it, and let me know if you want to see more branded, because I am down to play a few more branded Dracotail. It's kind of a middle of both, but I really look into the value of all these. This becomes special summons. Cartesia on its own is combo. Obviously you'll have 1 other something that's a lighter dark, like more of these basically that you'll have so much of. At least if you get a Gargoyle, you have literally a free win there, so might as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Check out the meta buy down below. Me and Pac, we're gonna do a huge class together. It'll be in the description. See you guys. Peace.